I still have like that thing of like the underdog, like I'll show them what I got.
Yeah, we all have that. Now that's healthy.
I think it is healthy.
I think that's a good thing.
Well, part of the thing for me that I have to a little bit, what the chip on my shoulder about that specific thing is I'm a brown guy who's a comedy guy. And so it's very easy to get put into a certain kind of box. And then when you change the box, suddenly you're in a different box. And you're like, no, the point is I don't want to be, I want to do shit that I want to really challenge myself and learn and do shit I've never done before. And it's hard because in this business, for the most part, you are looking for other people to like see that in you, to give you that shot.
Validate you and kind of give you,
give you that shot, And so to me, that's that. I just want to be like, all right, what can I do now that's like totally different from anything I've done before? Or what can I do that combines a bunch of things that I've been learning the last few years in a new way?
Yeah.
So that's sort of how I try and make my decisions.
Well, I think some people are, they do a part and, they're good at that part and they continue to do stuff like that and they don't have a big range and they get stuck sort of, but with you, I think after you've obviously proven yourself dramatically and comedically, not comically, comedically.
Really,
I'm not an English guy.
Sometimes comically.
You've really done a good job. Yeah, but I was thinking about this when you're, striving to be a comedian and going up every night and putting yourself out there. Did you ever seriously think in the back of your head, whether it's ego or drive or aspirations or perspirations, like that you wanted to become a serious actor, that you were going to be a serious actor?
Not at all. I didn't want to be an actor at all. I kind of fell into it. I think what helped me when I was doing stand-up was I never had a big plan in mind. It was always just like the next step is what I was looking for. So when I was doing open mics, I was like, I want to be booked on a show. And when I was booked on a show, I was like, oh, I want to be booked on the road outside of Chicago. And when I did that, I was like, oh, I don't want to host. I want to feature now. I want to go from doing 10 minutes to 20 minutes.
See, well, that's healthy. Look at that. Back then, you were going from step to step. You weren't jumping steps.
Exactly.
I want to be huge.
Yeah.
I want to have my own Netflix show.
And there were certainly people who thought like that. And who did get that, but I never had a grand vision. I just loved doing stand-up and I wanted to write funny jokes and I wanted to do well. And each time try and like take a little bit step forward. And it sort of hurt me a little bit because I was in Chicago for 6 years, which is too long. I should have, it's fine now, but I should have stayed there 2 or 3 years. But because I sort of got stuck in a rut a little bit. And part of it was because I didn't have any kind of like grand aspiration. So I sort of fell into it. I fell into acting. But when I look back, my favorite, like Robin Williams is one of my favorites, right? And who's funnier than him? And I don't think I can't think of a stand-up comedian who's pivoted to serious acting as successfully as he has while still doing comedy. Like he was kind of going back and forth. But his like serious performances are so good and so varied, So
my uncle always says, Robin Williams puts on a beard when he's serious.
Yeah, he puts on that Good Will Hunting beard.
Put the Good Will Hunting beard on. Yeah. You're serious, but go ahead.
There's a monologue he has in it where he's talking to Matt Damon.
You see. Go ahead.
You can do impressions.
I don't do Robin Williams, but I'd like to. I could hear it. I could see, I could see his mannerisms. I bet if I worked it, I could do it.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Some people have the ear for it, and
I could do a lot of impressions, but I've never tried Robin Williams.
Oh, that thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
He gives this monologue about, it's a very famous one when he's in the park and he's talking to Good Will Hunting and he's sort of like, you know all these things, like you've read Shakespeare, but you've never been in a war. You've never seen your buddy like die in your arms. You could like quote sonnets about love, but you've never watched your loved one die of cancer. I'm getting emotional talking about it.
Oh, wow.
Is this really it's like a 7-minute monologue. And the first 5 minutes are just on Robin Williams' face.
See how that affects you? I could see the tears in your eyes. Yeah. That really still lingers with you. That performance, you just channeled it.
It's so open-hearted, that performance.
I love it.
And it's hardly a performance because it just feels like he's just telling the truth. Oh. And it's so magical. And it's so interesting because he can do that, which is very natural and very like open-hearted. And then he can also do Genie in Aladdin, which is very much a performance.
Yeah.
He's
He's brilliant. He really is brilliant.